So Dalvin Cook is now a free agent. He's certainly a big-name free agent, still yet to sign. I did one of these for DeAndre Hopkins, who's still, as of recording this video, a free agent. So might as well do one here as well for Dalvin Cook. Let's just get into the list of 10 teams that I think should sign Dalvin Cook. Number 10, this is a bit of a surprise. A lot of people are not going to expect the Titans to be on this list. Here is my logic. And again, the main thing I just focused on is if I were these franchises, would I look towards signing Dalvin Cook? Not really paying attention to rumors and stuff like that, because who knows how true those are. My logic is the Titans are, as of right now, built around a running game. They need an effective running back to be successful, which, you know, they don't have a lot of talent around the Derrick Henry situation right now. It's really Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. And then they got some other players, some nice players who I like, but I think that they could, you know, if Henry goes down, they could be in real trouble. To me, this is just an insurance plan. It's a plan B. Henry tends to not get hurt anyway, but who knows? He's a running back. You know, he is up there, starting to get up there in running back years. Getting a plan B probably, you know, might be worth it. That's why it's low on the list, but still on the list. Number 9 is Seattle. And one of the interesting things about doing a list like this is you don't necessarily have to, you know, a lot of times, like I don't know, if it's a big name tight end, you might look at a team and say, well, they have a tight end, so who cares? With running backs, you need several guys. Like, listen, Kenneth Walker was awesome when he was healthy last year, but again, running backs get hurt. Having another guy in the room could certainly help, and the Seahawks do love to run the ball, so Dalvin Cook, they're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. That's what they're trying to do. They're loading up to try and win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years, and for me, you know, if you're trying to do that, add value through the running game. Why not get a player like Cook? Number 8 is a bit of a tough one here. The Kansas City Chiefs, which, like, again, for the Chiefs, it would depend on how much money Dalvin Cook is going to want, and there probably are teams that would outbid the Kansas City Chiefs, but let's say that there isn't the right team trying to outbid, and Dalvin Cook says, you know what, I want to win a Super Bowl, let me go to Kansas City. I could see it making some sense, because yes, they have Pacheco, but Dalvin Cook's upside is certainly better than Pacheco. Will he, you know, hit that upside? We'll find out, but I do think that for Kansas City, you know, listen, they don't run the ball a ton. They still do run the ball some. And a big part of what what teams do is they play 2 safety deep coverages, which means that for Dalvin Cook, he could get to that second level a little bit easier because there's, they have enough guys to block everybody, and then he could maybe make a move on a safety and get these explosives. So I actually think it'd be a better fit than people realize. But again, if Kansas City is going to spend double-digit millions of dollars, for example, on a player, they'll probably spend it elsewhere. Number 7, the Eagles, who, again, I think that their running game is okay. Excuse me. I need to phrase that better. I think that their running back room is okay. I don't think that they need another guy necessarily. But, again, Cook certainly has the higher upside than DeAndre Swift, who they added. They already added a running back, so there's that. They're trying to win a Super Bowl right now, trying to maximize Jalen Hurts' rookie deal before, that big contract comes in. So going out and getting a running back who, again, could do some really nice things with the extra space the Eagles could give him. This could be really exciting and makes a ton of sense. I just don't know how much the Eagles are willing to spend on a running back. They seem to not, be a more analytically inclined team. I don't know if they want to spend a ton of, value for a running back. So that's why they're a little bit lower. But definitely, they should, pick up the phone and call his agent for sure. Number 6, there's a couple of surprises in the middle of this list. The Bears might be a surprise to some people, but again, I think that with the, help that having a rushing quarterback, what that helps, what that adds to the running game for a running back is, can't be understated. Justin Fields would help out Dalvin Cook, get that open space, very similar to how Jalen Hurts would. But for the Bears, they've been clearly making an effort to give Fields a real chance here this year. Give him weapons, and why not go out and just, again, get another running back, someone who, if he is Dalvin Cook, would easily be running back 1 in that room, and just make it, again, be another guy who can help things out and make it a little bit easier for Fields. Number 5, again, this would be a situation where you're maybe having to outbid some other teams, right? If Kansas City and Carolina offer the same amount of money, I'm assuming he's going to go to Kansas City, but Carolina wouldn't be the worst place to go. It's a great place to live. You at least got that going for you. And I think the Panthers are certainly on the upswing. Now, how good will they be right away? I don't know. But what Dalvin Cook would do is, again, help the running game out, which could take pressure off of Bryce Young in his early years. This is not a long-term move. This is the move. Well, in a way, it is a long-term move because it's not. Dalvin Cook is not part of a Super Bowl plan, I would assume, if you sign him. But he could be part of a plan to just help develop Bryce Young, which is a part of your Super Bowl plan. Making things easier on Bryce Young early on allows him to get adjusted to the NFL easier, and it is a real thing that putting young quarterbacks in positions to succeed makes them more likely to succeed. That's actually the best indicator of future success. So I think there would be some real logic behind it. Number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. This would just be fun, right? They don't need another running back, but come on. It would just be exciting if they have Dalvin Cook there. Think of the upside. Think of the potential. And again, they went out and they, it seemed like part of what they did with the Odell Beckham Jr. Signing and with the Zay Flowers draft pick is they're trying to make things easier on Lamar. Well, again, no quarterback makes things easier on their running backs than Lamar Jackson, right? I guess maybe you could argue Patrick Mahomes because teams always play 2 safety deep coverages, but I guess I would still say Lamar's value makes it easier for a running back than that. So for Dalvin Cook, getting him in open space where we've seen him be deadly over his career, that would be exciting. Number 3, this is the hot take, but hear me out, because yes, they have running backs. They do. But this is a scheme that likes to use a lot of different running backs. So, whoever Dalvin Cook would replace in the lineup, maybe he's not going to be he might not be running back 1 right away. In fact, I don't think he would be, but whoever he replaces, he's still going to, take a good amount of carries from that person. That's just how the Jets, that's how that scheme tends to work, is they like to have several different guys, at least 2 guys who can really come in and play well. Plus, I don't know how many years you got here, so why not just get Dalvin Cook, sign him to one of those 2-year deals, but then there's 3 void years, kick the can down the road, go all in for these next couple years. That's what the Jets should be doing, in my opinion. Go all in the Aaron Rodgers years and see how it works out. So this is more of an all-in move, which is why I would be a fan of it. Number 2, how about the Miami Dolphins, right? I mean, again, another scheme where they like to use a lot of different running backs. They clearly value that position, and there's so much talent for Miami. I mean, again, they drafted Devin Achane, who I think should be good for them, but why not get another guy who, again, get him in open space? It's very similar to the scheme that we've seen Dalvin Cook have his best years for in Miami. Let's just see how it can work out, and let's see if he can, really be successful in a scheme that loves play action. Sure, makes a ton of sense. And number 1, the Buffalo Bills. Feels like every time there's a big name free agent, they get kind of mocked to the Buffalo Bills and then never end up going there. So we'll see if this is another example of that. But for Buffalo, they're a team where, again, could use a running back. I would say I think he's someone who could help them out. And they're another team that's in the middle of a championship window. And if you're, that's to me when you want to go out and get the running back, because you can typically find these guys for not too much value, and maybe the one time where you're willing to actually spend some draft capital or some cap space on a guy like that. Probably should be when you're trying to compete and win a Super Bowl right now, which is what the Buffalo Bills are doing. So they would be my number 1 team that should sign Dalvin Cook. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.